What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon, the Don of La Familia, is in the building, rocking with you on another Wednesday theory stream. We're going to talk about theories. We're going to talk about season 4 and a little bit about season 3 if you want. It's all up to you. Who is this person right here? A.XXX. Is this person already running their mouth already? Right off the bat, what is the deal? Let me say what up to the people who are here with me, who rock with me, who rep for the Don and everything else. You know, I got nothing but love for all y'all. And I'm here for whatever. The phone lines are already opened up. We're going to keep them open early. We're going to get it going. Anyone asking about Phil, we shall see. Phil is doing something. If he can join us, he will be here after he is done doing what he is doing. All right. But besides that, you know who you got. You got me. You're never alone. And you got the chat. And we all together, and we all in this together. But you know, we had to take somebody out. Someone may have to go in the box early today. What up to my man Steve is up in the building rocking with us. The real rebel Eric is up in the building rocking with us. Sonic, your boy, as always, is in here throwing the smoke up in here, chilling with us right now. The NAB is in the building rocking with us. TNXJ is in the building. Man, Jesse is in the building rocking. I see my man KP up in there. Rocking with us too. Rocking with us right there. Early KP is here. You know them. Gothic is up in it. Chica is up in here rocking with us right now. My man, girl Julie B is in the building rocking with us. She does the most is up in here. The Casanova Pugilist is up in here. Amy Cinnamon is up in here. Thank you all for joining us up in here. We truly appreciate it. You know what I mean? Jules, I see you, girl. You up in here rocking with us. We have a whole lot of people. I'm so happy to have you all in here and everything else. And again, people has the right to say what they want to say and everything. My man Nina, my girl Nina is up in here. Dita is in the building rocking with us right now. You know, bunch of people, man. I appreciate you all coming out here rocking with me, talking about our show from and what's going on with it and everything. Mandrell is, you know, Mandrell is my man. He's come on streams with me and everything else. Back then, he ain't come on in a long time. He's come on streams with us and rocking everything else. And that was, he used to be able to After Dark with us all the time. And Mandrell, we going back to After Dark. We definitely going back to that. We gonna get those popping. I promise you that. Holyfield is in the building rocking with us right now. Exactly. That's the call-in number. Thank you very much. It's 518-290-0848. That is what it is. Did you all see the same tree? Yep, we seen the same tree. Even though they've never seen the same tree, so it was a different tree. They all claim it's the same tree. But I guess, I mean, they probably didn't go over semantics with the tree. They probably said, hey, did you see a tree? And said, yep, we seen a tree. Yep. But we know that it's not the same tree that they all see and everything. Riz, Rising Star 7 is up in there. What up, Familia? What's going on? We are all up in here. Glad to have you all up in here. Steve said, I'm calling into that. All right, you know the phone number. Give it a call. You know the number. And give it a call. We here for you. We waiting for you. And she does the box. Yeah, after talk. We back on it. I already talked to my girl Anna. We're gonna talk a little more. We're gonna get these things done and everything else. My weekends are freeing up. And yes, LMR feeling better. Hope she is feeling better too, 100%. You know what I mean? She'll be in the chat. She'll be in the chat, I'm sure. But hopefully she's feeling better that she can come back out here and start rocking with us again and doing our thing and getting all that power. But you know, she has such issues, and she has fought through them and everything. As Dita says, yes. You know what I mean? Definitely hit the like button and subscribe. You know what I mean? We got Laura Butler is in the building rocking with us also up in here right off the bat and everything else. And we got Jim is up in here. All right, we have given out a lot of shots, so we'll give some more shots to people in there. Again, if you want to call in, you know the number to call in. It was just put up in the chat. It is down there. You can call me, speak to me. Rose Jones is up in this building. Fernanda, Veronica W is up in here. Everybody, people just keep coming, and I truly appreciate that 100%. All right, let's talk. Let's wrap. Let's chop it up a little bit. All right. So I need my membership back. Somebody hook me up. And as soon as you say that, look at that. Rose Jones just gifts 10 Teflon TV memberships. So grateful for you and everything else. Anybody who has got a membership just now, please thank Rose Jones for your membership and throw those emojis up in there and let them know exactly what's going on. You know what I mean? Shiver Rip said, how you do? I'm all right. You know, I'm doing all right. I'm hanging in there the best I can. Coming on here, getting away from actual life helps me a lot and just keeps me going. You know what I mean? So yeah, we're gonna keep rocking, and that's all we could do. And everything else. I will say that the person who gave me the money for the cameo, the cameo was sent to me, and it was very nice. They did an extremely good job on it. It was good for me to see it, and it was good for me to hear it. And thank you again for sending me that dough to get that done. It really meant the world to me and stuff. So I'm glad I was able to do that, and glad you gave me that to do that and everything else. Am I over my cold? I think so. It may be like the tiniest of little bit in there, but basically I am over this cold. We had bested this one, thank God. It was a very long running, almost a month straight, like at least 3 weeks, but almost a month straight sick. I think it was because I was sick before and then I relapsed and got sick again. I think that's why it was so much and everything else and all that good stuff. But as I said, I'll keep our girl from the land down under Carla Way is in the building, rocking with us, man. You know what I mean? And that is what it says. That is what it is. All right, let's chop it up. Y'all know the number to call in. You can call in. And let's talk. I just dropped a little video about time travel. If y'all haven't had a chance to go check that out, please go check that out. I put in there 8 different ways that time travels are used in television shows, and also the other ways that it's also used in movies and stuff. And that it could be it's going to be one of these 8 ways, if not multiple ways, that they're going to use time travel. Because in the end, when you introduce this effect of time travel, and that's what it basically is. I mean, you could say what you want. You can call it story walking. You can give it fancy names and everything else. But in the end, it's just time travel at its core. And it can be a good thing or it can be a bad thing. It all depends on how exactly that they use this time travel. If it's used to great effects, then it works amazingly. But if it's used to mop up problems and things, it's not a good thing. It's a terrible thing, right? And if it's just used to death or used weakly, it's very hard to do right. Not many shows have gotten and movies have gotten this time travel thing right. Interstellar may be one that is pretty good. That gets it done. Not great, but they do a really good job on it. Steed says, I think it's going to be like Memento. So if people haven't seen Memento is a story about a person who loses their memory like every 5 to 10 seconds or whatever it is, maybe a little bit longer. So in order for him to lose his memory, in order for him to remember, he tattoos things on his bottom. He tattoos things. He has used his tattoo so much, he might have some on his bottom in that movie. His whole body's tatted up. Great movie though. Tattoos things on his body that he needs to remember, and also takes pictures of things and writes down things about them. And in the end, I don't know if it could be exactly like that, but it is. I understand why you would think it would be going that way. You also, there's different ones, the Groundhog's Day effect, right? Where someone just relives the same day over and over again. You could see a situation not to that effect, but to the effect that Julie just keeps trying to go back and save people and relives that time of that person dying over and over again. It could be a situation like that going on with it. There's also time travel where you leave your body behind and your physical and your soul time travels. Usually that goes backwards into time, into your body when you're younger. And that could be what we're seeing here with Julie. Now, we see that when she is time traveling, or story walking, if you want to just use the show's words, that her body is actually laying there in a seizure while it's going down. And then she's in there doing her thing. Now, we don't know exactly how that's going down, but it seems to be a soul souls are inside of that. Inside of that. Oh, it's my cousin Ty. What's going on, Ty? It's going. They're inside of they're all inside of the ruins at the time. Now, how they get into that ruins and what exactly is going on in that ruins still has to be fleshed out, because if that's the case, and we know that is because last time when we seen them there, Marielle and all of them in there, you knew that their real bodies were screaming, right? So inside of that place must be some type of soul catching place. All right. So that would only one that we've seen that didn't seem like that, you know what I mean, was most likely Boyd. It seemed like Boyd's real body was physical body was in there. Now, Real Theory's Enigma, he always says that he thinks that Boyd was dreaming and that wasn't Boyd's real body up in there. But it could have been, because we've seen him go back in there, but they don't show what's going on. It seems like he goes back in there, but he could be outside having a seizure for all we know. We have no idea, you know, what's going on. Had a phone call right off the bat. This is some unknown number. All right, let's give him a chance. Oh, we were gonna give him a chance. We were gonna give him a chance on there with the unknown number. We were gonna see who it was. So if you do call in, make sure you say your name, or you're not going to get in there. But we were gonna give him a chance in there. Julie B says, yeah, I think that's how Julie is time travels. She is somewhat else having a seizure in the ruins before the future. So yeah, if she's doing it that way, then that means it could mean that there's a cost to pay to do this, right? You can only have so many seizures in your life before it starts to really physically hurt you, right? You can't just have seizures all the time and then all of a sudden you make it, you know. I know people who suffer from seizures personally. And you just can't have them all the time. So it's just the cost she has to pay. Like every time she has a seizure, and she goes in there, she's going to have a seizure. How many times can she do it? You know, 5, 6, 10 times. Is that really going to mess her up when she's outside of when she's in the real world? Is that going to mess with her mind and mess everything up for her? So that's what would be. That would be the problem with doing that all the time, is there a cost to pay. And usually when you do situations, I like it better when there's a cost to pay. And you can't just do things omnipotently, right? You don't want to just people just be up in there, just being able to go, oh, let me check today and see if I could do something. Oh, let me go back in time today. Let me go back and keep trying. You know, that would make it whack. We also seen that type of time travel done in Lost, right? They did the same exact thing in Lost. They had to go back into time, into his younger self, and talk through his younger self and everything. So since they did that in Lost, is there a good possibility that they're doing that, or already doing that? Or are they going to do that now? I wouldn't say that's a one-trick pony, but it might be relevant to this story. It might be something that goes down. Julie says again, Tony, I think Julie is probably working out a system for in the future, got someone to wait next to her and pull her out after like a half an hour or something so she can be brought back to the future. Yeah, she would have to find somebody. She would have to have somebody, you know, go there with. And you would think, like, if Marielle, Randall, and Sarah all went there together? Would they all just have seizures? Because in the beginning, when Sarah went there, she didn't have a seizure, right? She didn't have a seizure at all. She didn't have anything like that until after the fact, after she started screaming and something got inside her head. Then she started. But when she initially was able to see the music box through the thing, she didn't have a seizure at all, but she definitely got the nosebleed. And the nosebleed is another common thing that we see with these people with the nosebleed. We also seen Tabitha get the nosebleed out of nowhere. Now, why their nose is bleeding, they have not explained exactly why the nose bleeds and everything else. So I think Julie got a hold of a DeLorean somehow. Yeah, so that's another. That is another thing that they taught, that form of time travel, when they use a magic device, or they use some type of technology to travel back in time. And usually when that happens, when they travel back in time, then that's like the Back to the Future effect. And usually that's just one timeline. And when you go back in the time, you start to affect the future. Like in Back to the Future, when he went back, he started doing things that erased himself from the main timeline that he was on. So he had to fix things around so it didn't erase himself. But in that timeline, when he was done, he was able to make his life actually better than it was when he left on that one timeline. So if they do that, it's easy to see exactly how this whole thing is going to end, because they're just going to have some of them go back into time to the point before all this stuff started happening, to the point before everything was there. And then after that, after they did that, they're just going to have them fix it, and then it's done, and they go back and it's all over, which is whack to me. I really hope they don't do that. I hope that they come up with something better than that. That would just be whack. But it does seem like they could just do that and end it as it goes. Elgin does have seizures too. That's my cousin saying up in this piece. Do you think Martin is going to be the next person to arrive in town? So when you deal with Martin, he said he was there. He was already in town. And it seemed like, what did he say? He said he was in town. I'll get back to this in 1 second. Let's take this call.
From
Rebel Eric.
To accept.
What's going on? You rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
What's up, Don? This Rebel Eric.
What's going on, Eric?
Hey, man, I was, after watching your video earlier, man, I was thinking about something, right? I'm like, do you think with Julie, it's just a kind of a quick call, but do you think with Julie, right, do you think we gonna see that she already been coming back and forth? Now, we know we got the rope, and then we still don't know who moved the tent, right? So I'm thinking she might have been already coming and doing things. You remember how you already was like, her dad dying, that was hers coming back. We ain't really see him die.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So do you think it's a couple of more, different times she might have came and she might have been, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I think that they could do that.
Yeah, so I think that she did move the tent with the help of someone else. I think she did that. I think that when you see that monster that says, Julie, you don't remember me, and when she first goes inside, I think she's going to go back in the time and she's going to see that monster back in the day, and that's how he's going to remember. I think that could be Julie. I think it could be, I mean, if you open up the possibilities, you could say Julie is the one who threw the rock down. She throws the rock down to Victor.
Oh, threw it back to Victor, and
you could say she threw the rock back to Victor. You could. There's so many other things that you could see how that.
I was thinking of.
Go ahead.
Because that's what I was thinking once I watched your video. I was like, man, they can make Julie then coming back and forth. You know, we could be seeing everything they be going through. This could be we didn't see, they didn't already lived it.
Yeah.
In some type of way. You know what I mean? Yeah, we ain't really seeing what they really went through. This could be Julie already altering it.
Yeah, it could be Julie knocking on the outside of that cabin door, like they don't know who's out there now. That could be Julie if they're trying to get their attention because something bad's gonna happen, and that's why.
And then one thing that I was thinking too, you know, after looking at the people the showrunners and all of them talking stuff, they already got this stuff planned out. They already know where they're going. They already know how it's gonna end. So it's easy for them to do what we're saying, you know.
I 100%. I think they know the ending, but I think they got some notes of where they want it to go. But I think that they will change it on the fly if they think.
I think they change it on the fly. Yeah, they changed it on the fly when one of them was talking. I can't remember specifically who, but he was saying they do change on the fly, especially with. I think they changed the one guy who got his throat or slash. What's his name?
Cotry?
No, not slash, but
Randall.
Yeah, Randall. They were saying Randall wasn't really even supposed to be that big of a character like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of kept him around. I think that's what he was saying. But yeah, I think that they do stuff on the fly, especially when how popular it is and how people take to the characters. They do change it and stuff like that because they know where they're going. They know where they're going, but they just don't know how they get in there. They kind of twist it and turn. And then I want to say one more thing. I have recently watched Interstellar, right?
Yep.
And I was thinking about you when I was, well, not thinking about you. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I hate you,
but anyway.
I hate
you, but I was saying, you were saying that he caused the stuff to mess up. Is that when the man was talking at the and they were saying we had some type of something was happening in the sky, or
yes,
is that what you was talking about when they were saying?
Yeah, when he went back in the time, the whole dust thing and the whole dust bowl, that was all caused by them going forward, going into time. So again, and even when you look at the show and you see certain things like things happening on the bookshelf and they see the other lady hearing things, that's him already in the future while he's there trying to get their attention back then, but he didn't even leave yet. And all that. And
he didn't even leave yet. Yeah.
And he was,
man, I was watching that movie. I was like, man, this is a sad movie. I'm like, this is sad. He trying to tell her, he telling her something, you stay at the, I was like, bro, this is sad, bro. I ain't get no type of satisfaction out of that movie, bro. It was just sad to me.
Yeah.
But it was a good movie though. You know what I mean? I just felt sorry. I just felt sorry for him. And then they was tripping when they got up into space, like you already up in space. Why you got to deal with some crazy people while you out in space? Like the whole Matt Damon thing, that was tripping me. I was like, bro, this dude crazy and we out in space.
Yeah, Matt Damon.
And you out here trying to kill me and stuff. I'm like, man.
Yeah. Well, there's a reason why they named his character Man. You know what I mean? They tried to show different things of mankind and how he knew he was wrong, and how he knew he was wrong and everything. But it's it's when you bring man has faults in him, and he was one of the faults of man. And when you deal with the main character, it was his compassion for his children and everything that made him perfect for the show. You know what I mean? And everything.
It was love, right?
Yeah, in the end,
like the lady said.
Yep, in the end, it was love that got him through. You know what I mean? That's why he had to go off and find her and everything else, and did sacrifice himself, basically going in the black hole to make sure that she can get out there and do what she had to do. You know, that other guy.
So they had to leave Earth. So it was that bad.
Yes, Earth was over. Earth is over.
Okay, I got one more thing. Did you ever seen that movie with Ethan Hawke? It was a time travel movie. Now this was a tweaky one too.
I know what you're talking about. That's when he basically turns into a woman and everything in that one, right?
Yeah, and was like banging himself, like bro. That time travel movie was a trip, okay?
Yeah.
Now you talking about getting into the trippies of the trippy movies. Now that one was a trip, So like you said, man, time travel can get real tricky and real. They could go down so many avenues and stuff. And like Back to the Future is my all-time favorite, man. I love them movies, and the more you watch them, the more you even love them. So
yeah, I love Back to the Future. I love it.
Back to the Future is so dope, man.
They do a time paradox, a genie paradox in that movie, because when he goes in there and he starts playing the music, and he's playing Chuck Berry's song. No, not Chuck Berry. What's Chuck Berry? He's playing Chuck Berry's song.
It's Chuck Berry. It's Chuck Berry.
And then his brother goes, "Hey, Chuck Berry!" Like, what do you call your brother?
He called Chuck Berry.
Yeah, that's his brother, and he calls him by his full name, so you know who he is. He goes, "Hey, Chuck Berry." Ain't nobody.
You know that sound? You know that sound you was talking about?
Yeah. Listen to this, and then he listens to it and everything else. So most likely they're gonna say he was inspired from that sound, but Chuck Berry had already created the song, and that's how Marty knew it. So right there, the Gin paradox of which came
already. And you know what else was a tweaky part for me on that movie? When he after the first one, so he sent him back to the future, and then was that the end of the second one? It might have been the end of the second one when he come running back, and then, or was it the beginning of the second one? Might have been the beginning of the second one. But he come back to Doc, and he come running down, and Doc think he did save the world or whatever, and then he like, bro. And he turned around, and Doc would start yelling at him. He was like, no, it's me. I'm back. I'm back from the future. Like, that was crazy, too, because Doc was even like, bro, I just sent you back like 1 minute ago.
Yeah, again, that's another paradox that they do. That
exactly.
That, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they tried to fix it in the second one to fix the time travel theory. But in the end, they're great movies to watch. I don't think.
And I think that that third one with the Western is underrated.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
I like that one.
Are gonna do another tournament again, and it's gonna be the greatest trilogies of all time, and we're gonna have brackets like a tournament, and we're gonna vote and have people in the chat vote, and then see who moves on and stuff. And Back to the Future's got its own bracket, so that there'll be a own bracket. And stuff.
Is you gonna put Fast and Furious on there for at least the first three?
Yep, they're in there. Fast and the Furious, Toy Story's in there, The Godfather's in there, Indiana Jones is in there. There's a bunch of them, but I'll give more
Terminator.
Yep, they're in there. I'll give more information on that later when Phil's around and stuff. So.
All right. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, man. Julie, I just to get us back on point, I think they can make it like Julie then Ben coming back. So I'm thinking they could go in that direction.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get your opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm with you on it. 100%, brother.
All right, man. I'm going to sit back and listen, man.
I appreciate it.
I ain't mean to be long. I wasn't planning on being long, but
nah, don't worry, man. Don't worry.
I could talk to you forever, man.
Well, I appreciate it.
Pause again.
Definitely call back, man.
All right.
One. Thanks for the telephone call. Yeah, everything he's saying. So back to my cousin's question real quick. I think Martin is going to be a factor. I think Julie might go back in time. The fact that he knew who Julie was when he seen her and he said her name, Julie, right? That this lets you know right off the bat that she has to meet him somewhere. So she's going to have to go back into time. And when she does go back into time, she is definitely going to meet Martin. So it's not the last we ever seen of Martin. It may be a younger version of Martin, but there's no doubt we will see Martin again. Quote the Don, nevermore. When I say it's going to happen, it's going to happen. Martin will be back. Julie will meet him. And if you see these other channels come out there and they put out these things, you know where they got it from, goddammit. And that is the Don, 100%. And look, Wolf Spear just gifted 10 Teflon TV memberships. 10 more out there. Thank you so much. And if you just became a member of the Familia, definitely give definitely give the Wolf Spear the shot. No, that was not my cousin who called up. That wasn't my cousin. My cousin, he's from New York. You would know his voice. It sounds like he's from New York. So that was not my cousin Tom. And everything, but I was the one who I answered the question for. That was him and everything else. That was the real rebel Eric that called in. If you ever see him in the chat, y'all know who it is. You know him from the chat and everything else and all that. The real rebel up in this piece doing all that stuff. But yeah, guaranteed you will see Martin. I should just do a video on everything that we're going to see Julie do. Maybe that'll be my next video. All the people she's going to run into while she goes back in the day. Now, it also depends what Marielle and what Randall could do. Can they go back in time too? But the fact that this person said Julie's name, we know that at some point Julie has to go back and meet this person. Now, I know people are thinking that, possibly that's Randall Hancock, that's somebody else. You know what I mean? Going in there and everything, you know what I mean? And maybe it's possible it's some situation like that going on with it. But I don't think so. It's going to be Martin is Martin. He's nobody else but Martin. But at some point, Julie's going to find that. Because remember, if his body was chained up there, then at some point, he has to be somewhere screaming like Julie, Marielle, and them were, right? He got to be there somewhere. So she might be able to find that spot. He could have been in them damn cabins that we see up in there. He could be in there. You know what I mean? Now, again, I put out the theory back in the seasons was when they first showed the cabins. Right after that episode, I put out that Eloise was going to be inside those cabins, right? I see a lot of other people are now agreeing with my theory now all of a sudden that I put out that Eloise is going to be in there. But that makes me nervous that people are agreeing with it, especially other YouTubers, because once that happens, that means that most likely you're going to be wrong. And so usually that's what happens. So I'm thinking this. I think that if it is Eloise, I don't know how much I would actually like it. I think it needs to be a threat there. I think it needs to be something that can hurt them there, right? It needs to be something like that. But the knocks on it makes me think that it could be Julie and her people's knocking on them, trying to get something going. But I think they need to be a threat there. I think they need to have something. I think if it's just Eloise, they're like, oh, these knocks on the door. What is this? And they open the door, and it's just Eloise like, that don't work for me. That don't work for me. You know what I mean? I don't want to see that. I want to see some new type of monster in there. I want to see something in there that's terrible. Now, again, it could have been the man in yellow. The man in yellow could have been locked up in there. It could have been those, if you want to say those statues kept him in there. Now, I think the man in yellow was let loose by the music and that allowed him to come out. But it could have been the man in yellow knocking because he couldn't get his physical form out there. And that's why he was knocking and everything else. You know what I mean? But I think it really needs to be something that can hurt them. I don't want to see. I want it to be. This is what I want. I want them to send people over there to go collect some crops or whatever it is, and then those people don't come back. And then when they go in to investigate where those people at, these people are strung up like those tiki statues, like they're dead, just hanging there, just shaped just like them. I need that. That's what they need to do for me. You know what I mean? That is KP is saying this giant. The spiders ain't knocking like that, KP. This ain't Spider-Man. Ain't no spider. I don't believe in the giant spider theory. I really don't. I don't believe in that. It's a small world, so maybe that first night when Julie had her seizure, and also Marielle, she was strapped to the bed in Colony House. They were both story walking, maybe Boyd and Sarah in that tent. I mean, I said that they moved the tent, right? I said if you look at my video, who moved the tent and everything, and I seen other people, other YouTubers, you know they will. Vanessa, you already know what's going to happen. Well, you already know that's gonna happen. We already know, But when I did the thing, who moved the tent, who dragged the tent, I said that it was Julie, and a lot of people in the comment section were trying to, oh, she can't move that tent. She's too small, and her and Randall, they can't pull that tent. No, yeah, they can. I don't know if y'all ever moved furniture or did anything like that. What you can move it. You can move it. You can put a sheet underneath the heavy couch and pull it. It ain't hard to do. And with 3 people, it ain't hard. Sarah, what's Sarah weigh? What does Sarah weigh? 90 pounds? Good looking 90 pounds. A beautiful 90-pound woman. Still a 90-pound woman. From the Queens, this is from New York.
From. To accept, press 1. To send a voice.
What's going on? You got to turn down. Oh, they hung up. Look, people from New York scared to death. People from New York calling from the 718. It's hanging up. Let's they playing games with me, man. Playing games with me, man. All right, and you get me upset here. Don't play games with me. If you do call in, make sure that whatever you're watching this device on is turned all the way down. All right, because there's always going to be a delay. Let's see. right, let's go over here. This is 231.
From
Mike Schreiber.
Mike Schreiber.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don Tony Teflon.
Yo, Tony Teflon, how you doing? It's Mike Schreiber, a.k.a. Schreiber Rips in the chat. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good. How are you? How's everything?
I'm not bad, but it's early yet. But I had a couple thoughts, and I won't take up too much time because I know other people want to get in, so I might do a couple calls. So my first thought with Julie and her time traveling. Now, the writers are trying to do some original things in this show. I mean, we still trying to figure 90% of this out.
Mm-hmm.
So if she is truly a story time traveler, now, to me, what that means is that this is our whole story, quite possibly. There may be different rules for time traveling within a story, unlike in Back to the Future or Interstellar. We may have a whole new set of time travel rules because this is time travel, in my opinion, within a story.
Now, what do you mean?
A lot of story is mentioned.
What do you mean by within the story? Every movie and every show is a story, correct? So what are you saying?
This is true. But like what Ethan said in the diner, he's like, okay, there are rules for story travelers, story walkers.
Mm-hmm.
And so if she also has the ability to travel in time, if this is literally a story that, like, say, a djinn had thought of, I feel like a djinn's like, okay, I'm going to put these people in a story in the form of a storybook, but I'm going to give one of the characters the ability to change things within the story.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Back to the Future, you could see that as in reality, in our reality right now.
Mm-hmm.
But if this is like a book on a djinn shelf somewhere, if djinns would even do something like that, we know they're evil and wicked. There may be a separate way of doing time travel. That's at least one of my thoughts I was thinking about.
What is the way that you're saying? I mean, like I did when I did the video, I did 8 different ways of time travel. I think I hit them on all of them. I don't know what would be a different way.
Yeah, my thought is that the writers might be trying to do time travel in a whole new, unique way. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can go and she can see the man in yellow and her father get his throat just ripped out, right? Yeah. And hand it to him, basically. Now, her only power may be to go back to the prime timeline, if I may use a little bit of Star Trek here, the prime timeline, and let everybody know what's going to happen, and this is how they can change it. Okay. But other than that, she has no power in the time traveling. And now it's up to the people that she's warning to do the right things to avoid the situation. Because we all know that humans are put into a situation, they may do things you might completely unexpect. So, okay, sorry, go ahead. You were going to say something.
That would be considered, I guess, precognition time travel, where people get stories, where they get dreams or visions, but this time or words from like shamans or whatever, and they tell them what's going to happen in the future, and that this is what they have to do. I guess you would say that A Christmas Carol is a story like that, where Ebenezer Scrooge gets visited and showed that if he keeps going on his ways, Tiny Tim is going to die. He goes back, wakes up, and he's able to change his life so Tiny Tim stays alive. So you think that it could be a situation like that she goes and tells these people?
Exactly. That analogy is spot on, because that is a story written by Dickens, if I remember correctly, and it's a story. And so, I don't know, man, just some crazy ideas I had. And another idea really quick, Julie, I don't think she could move that tent by herself. What was it? Was it Sarah and Boyd in the tent, if I remember right?
Sarah and Boyd. I thought it was Julie and Marielle and Randall. Like all three of them dragged it.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I didn't catch that part. But yeah. I got some other ideas, but I'll call back later so some other folks can go ahead and call in. I'd love hearing these people's thoughts. And I really appreciate you letting us call in. So I'll call back later, man.
All right,
I just became a member, and we'll talk later.
All right, I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. God bless.
God bless. That's what it is. And Jess, you better watch it with them comments, buddy. Right? You know what I mean? And that's it. Dieter, what's Dieter saying? Dieter saying little YouTubers also get interviews via connections, but it's rare. Maybe the big YouTubers pay for it. I don't know if they pay for it. I think when it comes to getting interviews, you just have to have the right contact information, and that was a great call. 2 people, you know what I mean? If you have the right contact information, you can get in contact with the agent or get in contact with the people who represent them and ask if they'd like to come on. And a lot of times people are willing to come on. So I think it really comes down to that. I don't think you really have to pay for the interview. I have never had to pay for an interview. 381.
From Vernicia.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony, Teflon.
Hey, the Don, Tony, Teflon. It's Vernicia. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing well. Just got off of work, and I'm always so excited when I can get off a stressful day at the 911 center and come and enjoy our family.
Oh, I'm familiar. We are the familiar over here. We're the familiar. That's our clique. So you're part of the familiar when you're over here. It's all under the same umbrella. Yes.
Well, let me restate. I love enjoying time with the familiar.
Yeah, that's right. There we go. Thank you so much, and we enjoy having you. 911 center. Well, oh my God, what a stressful job. I hope that you get the credit and people give you the credit for the job that you have to do. It's a rough job trying to calm people down when they're in desperate need and you're trying to answer questions get their information from them. And I know sometimes they're probably rude and obnoxious because of the thing. So if no one's giving you credit, let me tell you that I know exactly how hard that job is, and thank you for doing it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you. And again, I just so much appreciate this family, this familia, the camaraderie, hearing everybody's thoughts and ideas. And I'm so glad you didn't just say, well, the show's over, bye.
Nope, that's not how I roll. I'll be here until the first trailer drops for the next season. I'll be here throughout then, and I'll be here again in the long night. I'm here to get you through the long night.
Awesome. And then I got to annoy you again. You know, I'm that one that's always annoying you about when we're doing the TV fan fandom.
All right. So it is two batch, and we have it planned for Nashville. It should be sometime in June. I should be leaving to go to Nashville in January again to check on things to make sure everything is okay. So then I should be able to have stuff ready, like the website and everything should be live, I would say in February and all that. So once we get that going and everything else, again, when it comes down to people showing up as celebrities and all that, like coming there and getting them to come there, I need to know exactly their time schedule if they're shooting and they don't know yet. So I have to wait on that. You know what I mean? That's what's really holding up that whole situation of who I can get to show. But even if we can get 1 or 2 of them in there, we'll see what we can do. We'll be there. I'll be there. Real theories and the niggas review. We're going to get Julie B deep dives in there. I know she's saying she can't travel. But we're going to take care of that and get Julie B to travel. We'll get our favorite YouTubers who do this down there for you, to host some panels for you. And we'll make it a good time, regardless of how many people of celebrity status that we can get down there. It'll still be a good time. We'll have a good time in there, I promise.
It'll be just awesome having all these people in the comments and that call, and
that's it. Well, you
and hopefully Phil and maybe LMR.
LMR be there, guaranteed. Phil, me, LMR. That's done deal. Like it's, I wouldn't do it without them. You know what I mean? And again, when I'm doing this, and I do this, I'm not doing this to get paid. If I break even on it, I'm happy. That's all I'm really trying to do. You know what I mean? And just trying to break even on it. And I'm fine with it. I ain't got to try to make no money on this or nothing like that. If I could break even, any money that I get, and I'll see from the pre-ticket sales is going to be how much money I'm working with to get these other people down there. Because obviously you bring the celebrities in there, you got to pay for their hotel, you got to pay for their flight, you got to give them money in their pocket. It costs to get people in there. You know what I mean? It costs money to get them in there. So all that money that I get from it, I'm just pushing it back out to them to get them to come down and everything else. And then some people have different prices that they want and all that stuff. So, I'm just going to push the money back then and everything else, but it's going to be a good time and everything else. Yeah, we're going to have a mechanical bull down there. We'll have a mechanical bull ride. I won the last one then, so I'm with it to do it again. And, it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time.
Well, I'm about to just put a big old block on June and say, don't do nothing till I know when this show happens so I can show up and show out and have a good time.
I look forward to seeing you.
All right, now I'm going to share my one thing. My favorite time travel movie is Groundhog Day.
Okay. That is the one that is the continuous loop time travel theory where someone wakes up and does the same thing every day until they die, and then wakes up the same time and does it over and over again.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of cool if maybe not if they did the whole thing like that, but maybe just did one episode like that. I think that would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think I agree. We could get one episode of it, of a loop, or you can get a scene of that. Like, so in the movie, the Avengers movie, Doctor Strange did that with Dormammu. He trapped himself in there with him. And Dormammu kept killing him and killing him and killing him, and he killed him so many times he just got bored with it. And he had to let him go because he was stuck in that loop, and he had to keep killing him and 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 killing him. So you may get a little bit thing like that. So it wasn't devoted to the whole movie, but they put it in one spot of that movie. So I think you may be able to get something like that in this show.
Okay, well, I would love that. I think that would be super awesome. But I love talking to you. I don't want to take up too much time. I want everybody to get a chance to talk. But thank you so much for taking our calls. Thank you for being you. You are appreciated.
Thank you. It really means the world to hear those words.
All right. Have a great night.
All right. You too.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, and let me give a shout out to the Real Rebel Eric for gifting a membership, and Dita gifting a membership. Thank you so much for gifting the memberships. If you are you have a member, if you're now a member of the Familia because of one of them, make sure you said it. And that's right, Nino. Dormammu, I've come to bargain. So yeah, there's a whole lot of things that they could do, and it's possible that it could be a situation like that they do a time travel situation in many different ways. But they could, in the end, in the video I just put out, those are the ways to do it. I don't think that they could come up with something else. I don't think there is another way to do it. I think those are the ways. And again, it also matters how fantasy you want to be, how grounded in reality you want to be about it, right? Or you just want it to be some hocus pocus stuff. And I would say a lot of times when you deal with these time travel things, I'm gonna tell you, you deal with aliens, right? When you deal with these time travel things, a lot of aliens in all these movies that I've mentioned, you see aliens.
We have all sorts of stories, mythologies, legends that could be interpreted as gods, who in reality were misinterpreted extraterrestrials.
So am I pronouncing someone's name wrong? I like other totally pronounce your name right. Oh, I did get it right. All right. All right. As long as I got it right. I try. I will butcher a motherfucking name. Don't get me wrong. And all that stuff. Now, someone has come to me, so let me address this. I don't watch these interviews for people. I haven't watched them. I'm be honest. Interviews that people have done with the creators, I haven't watched. I haven't. But people come to me and told me that, oh, your aliens theory is shot down because they said that the creators of the show said it has nothing to do with aliens. They said it in the interview. I haven't seen the interview myself. I don't watch interviews. So of the people who have done them, I haven't watched it. I will give the sci-fi one. I think I'll give them a chance and go and listen if I can. All right. It's like, oh, they said that it's not aliens. Now, let me understand. Let me explain to you what's going on here. Let me give you the knowledge. You know what I mean? Let me help you know the ledge and what's going on from what I'm seeing and hearing from these interviews. If you're a defense attorney, correct? If you're a defense attorney and you're on trial, one of the things they always tell you is never ask the witness a question you don't know the answer to. Every time you ask them a question, you know what answer is coming from their mouth, right? That is how you're a good defense attorney, right? If someone interviews a person in these situations and says, hey, is it aliens? Just wondering, I'm into this theory crafting, and the fandom wants to know, is it aliens, right? They want to do something like that, right? What do you think they're going to say? Are they going to say, oh my shit, you got me? You got me. It is aliens. Are they going to say that? Are they really going to say that? Of course they're not going to say that. You can't say that, right? And if it is, they're not going to say, well, stay tuned. They can't say that either, because then it leads to believe that that's what it is. When you back someone in that corner and ask them a question like that, even if you're right, they got to say no. They have no choice. That is what it is. They got no choice. They have to say no. And that's just what it is. And again, though people masquerade to do things in good faith, or in the end, people are doing things trying to affect other people. And that's the real deal behind it. That's really why they ask questions like this, to try to get people to debunk things or claim they're debunking things when they really aren't debunking it. One of the things that they've debunked, if you really look at it in these interviews, are things that the show already told you what it was. Oh, that wasn't a different reflection. That was Miranda. That was Tabitha in the reflection. Who didn't know that? The people who thought that was something different, that wasn't Miranda in the reflection in the hospital, those people were bugging. Oh, they're not in purgatory. They're really alive. That's not a debunk. They said that in season 1. Father Cosry said it. So anyone who thought that after they said it clearly to you in season 1, that's not debunking anything. They're just telling you what's already there. That's not debunking. And that's the only thing that they've really seasoned everything else. You know what I mean? And that's it. That's what's going on. So, I don't want to talk no more about it, because if I get into it, it's going to make me rant on stuff. And I'm trying to have a good time right now and everything else. You know what I mean? That is, but there's sinisterness behind the smile when they ask certain questions. It ain't like they really trying to look out for your fandom. They're not trying to do that. They're really trying to shoot down other people's channels, but do it with a smile on their face to make it look like they're not, so they can do plausible deniability. You know what I mean? That's how people do it, and that's what it is. So those are facts. You know what I mean? And that's the way it goes. But in the end, I understand that people say, no, the creator said there's no aliens. They can't say if it is or it isn't. They can't really say it. It's really unfair for them to be put inside of that position, because they can't say it. Because if you hit it spot on the nose, you think they're gonna say, damn, you got it. Holy shit, you got it, man. Oh, how'd you do that? How'd you figure that out, buddy? How'd you do it? You really think they're gonna come out there and say that? They can't say that. They got a couple more seasons to go. They got a couple more seasons to go. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is, man. Come on. You got to be real. You got to get real. As I just explained, Jackson, I just explained to you, if it was any of those things, they cannot tell you that it's those things. It's because they said it doesn't make it true. Again, purgatory, you can 100% go with the purgatory situation, because they said that in the show. That's not anything new. They said that in the show, so they're not giving you up anything like that. dream or anything else like that, if you think that like they're actually asleep and they're gonna wake up, I don't believe that it's that myself, not at all. But as for the alien things, that is in the show. They wrote that in the show. They put that there in the show. They're not going to put it in the show and debunk it before they debunk it in the show. They're not going to do that. That's not good writing. No one does that. No one does that. No one tells you what they're going to do before they have proved that that's not the case in the show. No one does that. In any show you've ever watched, no creator is going to come on and tell you in an interview before they even say it in the show. Doesn't happen. It never happens like that. And it could be the case that it's not aliens. That could be very well the case, but they wouldn't say that before they prove that in the show. So that's what it is and everything. That's what I'm saying. This you'll see. We'll see. I'm not even worried about it. I ain't even worried about it. I know what it is. I already know. And you know what I mean? That's what it is. And as for the person who said that, we were talking a little bit and everything else and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? People are mentioning other people on my channel. Do you go and mention myself when you on their channel? Is that what happens there? Do you go on other people's chat and mention Teflon TV? Because if you don't, then really it shouldn't be mentioning other people's channels on my stream, and that's the way it should be. But in the end, when it's all said and done, we shall see. I am here. I am. Jackson says he does do that. All right, Jack. If you said that you do that, then I believe you because I believe people. And let me read your question because you put thought into it. He says, E-Man asked them if there were any theories they can debunk, and that's what they said. I mean, they can be lying, but that's how the interviews went. I feel you. Listen, of course, if I don't know, I didn't see the interview, so I can't say exactly how the interview went. So I haven't seen it. I'm the way I'm going it. If they were asked a direct question, then that's what it is, right? If they were asked a direct question, if they came out and just purposely said that this is what it is, blah blah blah, then I can see that I can see that's what stuff be going on and stuff, you know. I could see it, but from what I'm told and from what people tell me, they say that two theories: dream or simulations like aliens was ridiculous, and aliens. He said not the two theories. He said not two. He said not two. I would say no to two theories. Like aliens was ridiculous, and aliens was ridiculous, and aliens he looked crazy. I don't know. I'd have to see it to know exactly what to say on it and everything else. But the fact that I'm not getting mad. Why would I get mad about it and stuff? I don't understand what you're saying in your comments, Steve. That's all. This doesn't read properly to me for some reason. I'm sorry. Maybe you put something in there wrong and everything else. I think that the dream situation, dream simulation is different. I'm not. We'll see in the end. Let me answer this phone call. This is 602.
From
Elisa.
What's going on? You're rocking with the Don, Tony Teflon.
Yes. Okay. No, I was searching through my phone for your phone number, and it was like because I have Phil's on speed dial, and I was like, I gotta store Tony the Don's number on speed dial, but I found it because I know you're from New York, so I was like, I just typed in New York surgeon. Anyway, so I don't know. I kind of got in late, but I know like you put that video out about like the time travel. I thought it was really like a neat concept about like how you like intertwine the different movies and how it relates to prom. But
thank you.
My favorite, it was excellent. I always look forward. I'm actually a lot of times I'm on the background. I'm always like watching your streams with like the background because I'm like super busy. I'm military, super busy, so I can't really.
I feel you. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day and give us a couple of minutes of your day. You could be anywhere in the world. You're here with me.
I could be anywhere, but anyone could be. Yeah, and we all enjoy you. We all represent. We want you to get that 100K, then $1 million, then 2 million. We want to keep. Yeah.
Let's hit to let's get you up.
One at a time, one step at a time. But so my favorite movie, I don't know if anyone talked about it, but like a couple of Click and The Butterfly Effect. Those were two good. Mm-hmm. I mean, I thought Time Travel. You remember that? With, I
do remember The Butterfly
Effect. I forgot his name.
Ashton Kutcher. That was his movie, right? Butterfly Effect.
That one, yeah. That I thought that was pretty good. And then, but The Click. Who was that guy's name again? The Jewish actor.
I need Phil. Phil is the master of that.
I know his face.
I need Phil. I need Phil to answer questions like that.
In the chat, like they know. I know somebody knows in the chat. This Jewish dude, like he's so.
Someone saying Adam. Someone put Adam in there. Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler. Yeah, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I don't have the chat up, but yeah. So that have you seen that movie?
What, Click?
I was gonna say sir because I'm like military. Sir. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Click.
I did not see Click. I've never watched Click. I know the concept of the remote control, but I'd never watched it. I did watch Hot Tub Time Machine though.
Yeah, no, I don't know what that. No, I don't know what that. But yeah, no, you have to watch it because it sounds corny, but actually has a good like. The whole storyline is really good. He's like kind of going back and remaking his whole life and stuff, like doing things over. I think if I can remember, I haven't watched it in a while, but yeah. So those are my favorites. But that's about all I want to say. I'm not a theory crafter at all, but I do enjoy listening to everyone's call. So I'll let you go.
All right. I appreciate
Have
it.
A good night.
You too.
Thank you. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
A big city heck, did you come up with Frumley? No, I came up with Familia. I didn't come up with Frumley. Not at all. No, not at all. I don't like the name Frumley. I thought it was corny. Even when I started seeing it, I thought it was corny. It wasn't street enough for me. You know what I'm saying? It was just, hey, Familia. You know what I mean? I understand what it is. No, I came up with Familia. And my girl right here, over my shoulder right here, shouted that Familia out on the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? So, but I came up with that. I didn't come up with anything else like that. But again, let me make sure you understand. And I don't want care if it's aliens. I don't want it to be. I want it to be aliens. I don't want to eat that chip. But if it isn't, I'll eat the chip. I'm cool with it. I'll eat the chip and keep it moving. And that's just what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Yeah, listen, as Bill Try says, like a lie for millions vending from me. Sure the fuck is. Goddamn, you sure right it is. It's Queens, New York in the building right here, rocking with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And people I see so and so. So I was like, I got no beef with nobody. This is YouTube. Ain't no beef on YouTube, man. This is YouTube stuff, man. This ain't no beef. I got love for everybody. Have I not have everybody on my channel? Have I not introduced people to this community? I got love for everybody, man. That's what the Don do at this stage. It was like I spread love. You know what I mean? No, wait, that's kind of what Puff Daddy said before he got bad. Pause. Let me try to say something different. Let me try to say something different. Now, I get along with everybody. You know what I'm saying? I get along with it. I get along with everybody. I got respect for everybody, and I am happy to see anybody's success on YouTube because I know the grind and I know how hard it is and everything else. Pause on that. You know what I mean? So I respect anybody to do anything else like that. You know what I mean? Let's take this call before I say something crazy. This is 231.
From
Mike Stryber.
What up, Mike?
Hey, it's me again, man. How you doing?
I'm good.
So hey, I got a couple thoughts. Okay, so we got Jade and we got Tabitha.
Yep.
We got Jade whipping out the violin and playing that music. Now, I don't know if anybody else has ever said this before. I'd never seen it.
Okay.
But I have always said that music is time travel for the soul.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing like music that can take you back to, say, 1987, and you're in 7th grade, and you're with your first love, Jennifer. While that certain song is, why that certain song is playing, even if it's for 3.5 minutes, I don't care. I'm 49. I'll be 50 in February, insanely old.
50
but
is
I can play certain
old, you think?
Getting there, brother. No, it's not old.
I mean,
I'm still young at heart.
If that's the concept you want to have, then we'd have to say you were middle age at 25.
Well, realistically speaking, if you only live to 80, 40's mid-age.
I mean, but
realistically,
you're saying 50. So at 50 is that you got to go to 25 for middle age, then, right?
yeah, you're right. Because I sound young, but anyway, if music is time travel for the soul, when that song was playing, it activated the previous life memories of the previous two that were there. What's their names? Christopher and
Christopher and Miranda.
Yes, and so that music activated something in Jade and Tabitha's brain based upon that music, and the memories began to flood. Just like if you have a love song for your wife or whoever. Now, I fired my wife a long time ago. She cheated on me 3 times in marriage. I was done.
Mm-hmm.
That's neither here nor there. But there are certain songs, Tony, that I can listen to.
Yes, 100%.
And my brain goes back.
Yeah,
it's like nothing ever happened back.
Yeah. From the Dirty Dancing soundtrack, I think of a time when I was young and I had this beautiful woman named Tara that lived in my building, and she loved that tape so much, and I had to learn the words of the song just so I could get close to her. And it brings me right back to that. You know, me being in sixth grade and fifth grade and stuff.
Yeah. So sing it with me, Tony. I had the time of my life.
Though I
okay, anyway. This way before.
Yes,
I swear.
It's the
truth.
And I owe it all to you.
But anyway, So time travel, music literally will make a human feel like they're 15 or 20 or 30. And so that activated in those two people the memories of Christopher and what's her face are so activated. Boom. And so in the next iteration, the next generation of Fromville, unless they can break this curse or whatever, end the story properly, the next two that are Jade and Tabitha and Christopher and what's her face, it's going to be music that activates it. And nothing touches the human mind and heart like music.
I hear you. I feel that too.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I definitely feel that music is the key, right? That's why it was put in music form. They could have put it in code. They could have put it in something, but they put it in music form for a reason. There had to be a reason why it had to be in music form.
Exactly. And I'm not gonna preach because I'm in the ministry too. But in the Bible, Lucifer was the worship leader of heaven.
Mm-hmm.
And music was a big thing there. And he had all those gems and jewels built into him. And when the glory of God shined off the throne through Lucifer, it lit heaven up. And they had church right there. Yeah. Well, then he got the boot, and now humanity replaces that. But going back into this story from, music is a key element to everything in this story. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, 100%.
Yeah. But anyway, I just want to talk about that really quick. So, and I'm going to sign off for now. But hey, I might call later.
Listen, we'll be here.
All right, bro. I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.
All right, peace out. Yeah, listen. And then when you deal with time travel, listen. There are theories, and theory could be correct that there is no past and there is no future. Right? That's a scientific theory that there's no past and no future. Right? And you may say, Tony Teflon, of course there's a past. Of course there's a future. But that could just be a construct of us that we make as human beings, that there's a past and there's a future. But really, A lot of scientists will tell you there is no past, there is no future, because everything that we have happens here in the present, right? So even if you think about the past, you're thinking about it in the present. So therefore, it really isn't the past because you're thinking about it while we're here in the present. If you think about the future, there really is no future because you're thinking about that future while you're in the present. So people will say, the scientists will tell you that there is only the present, right? There is no past, there is no future. It's just the present. And a lot of people will you don't have to agree with that and anything. That's a debate. You can go look that up online and someone can explain to you better than Don can. But that's what a lot of people believe. And if you live in that now and everything else right there, you know, and you live there in that now, that you'll be a lot happier in your life and stuff. Bill Tron and Phil the Issues guy is in the background, just so y'all don't leave. I know y'all been waiting for him, but
come on.
Yeah, of course. They have been, Phil. Some guy left a comment and said, "Is Phil gonna be here, or am I gonna fall asleep in 10 minutes?"
That was my mother. I paid that person.
Bill Tron said, "Did y'all know Harold is 61? Hell yeah, we knew he was 61. Black don't crack, brother. Black don't crack." That's just the way it goes and stuff. I would take this call before Phil's gets in here. And this is 3-1.
Call from
Mike Shriver again.
What's going on, Mike? I was like,
It's me.
3-1. I know I just seen that number.
I'm sorry. If I'm calling too much, just tell me to go away. Okay, so no one else was calling. I thought, well, so, okay, you're talking about time.
Yep.
Okay, so we got the past. We know there was a past. We've been there. We're no longer there, and yet we're going forward. However, the future is really the question, because it's not, I guess you could say, a construct that's already been established.
Well, let's put it like this. So there, if you want to say there was a past because there's a past, that past when it was there was your present, right? So since that path was your present, you now look back at that as a past, but you're looking back at that while you're in your present. So it really isn't the past. It's just you reminiscing over the present.
I'm so glad I took mushrooms.
That being said, we look at the past. Okay, we've been there. The only thing about so in the present, we have the memory of the past.
Yes.
So we have that. We know for a fact that it happened. It can't be denied. But again, it's the future that's like a brick wall in front of us. None of us are guaranteed another second.
Yeah, well, when they say if time travel was going to happen as a reality, they would tell you that it most likely will be time travel to the future, not to the past. Like if they were going to actually do it, that it would be traveling to the future. That would be easier than traveling back to the past. It's harder to do that, but traveling to the future would be the way to go.
So it's like a ship moving through, say, subspace or something, or through warp speed, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, you would be able to get to the future better than you'd be able to get to the past. And most scientists say that time travel is going to happen. It's going to be people going to the future, not people going to the past.
Yeah, because the clock goes backwards. But it I don't know. I would almost disagree. But I don't. All
right, so let's go with this. The clock is a time structure made by man, right?
And I was just going to say that.
And that's why we can't really measure time by that, because again, if you put a satellite in orbit, they have to move the clock forward in order for it to be the same time that it is on Earth, which means that gravity affects that time itself. Gravity is what makes time go slower on a planet than it does in space. So time travels faster in space because there's no gravity, and it's time travels slower on Earth because there is gravity. So that time, when you look at that mechanism of time, that is something that we have created.
So without gravity in space, there's no friction to slow somebody down.
It doesn't.
So like in Trek, if we do a really quick slingshot around a star, we can accelerate faster than the speed of light.
And go save some whales.
Break that barrier, that wall I was discussing with you.
We can save the
torn
whales.
Down at that point.
Captain, we've got whales.
I like this channel. I am telling you, this Tony. I have listed my third time on your channel, and I don't mind. I hope you don't mind the analogy, but your channel is like crack, but YouTube. It's addictive. It's addictive, man. This is good stuff,
We
Tony.
will quote you on that.
I like this channel.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. And I don't care what they say about you. I think you're all right, man. I really do. I think you're okay.
Wait.
I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go.
All right. Have a good one, bro.
You too, man. Bye.
Peace out. Real issues guy. You walked into a goddamn conversation.
I know. That could be the motto on my gravestone. He walked into the wrong conversation at the wrong time, Tony.
I would say people, I know, and let me say this to you, Phil, personally. We not that we don't talk off we obviously we did.
No, Tony and I never talk off the air.
Yeah, but let me say to you, people, even the person who said, "Oh, blah blah," if Phil's not here, I'm gonna fall asleep. Phil, Mom. I would not be the YouTuber I am if it wasn't for Phil, and that's fact.
Literally no. If it wasn't for you or you and Carl and a couple other people, no one would know who I was.
1 second. I'm gonna switch it to your line.
From Julie B.
I like that they can't hear me.
Press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, spam caller. Who is this?
I won't do it to Julie, but
you know who it is, Tony.
What's going on, Julie?
Captain, there be whales.
Not much, Tony. Hey, Tony. Hey, Phil.
Hi.
You say it. You just can't hear him.
Oh, that's right. I forgot I can't hear him because I'm on your line. Okay. So I've got a few things to say. First of all, let me shut off my car so it's less loud. So I've got a few things to say. Number one, I agree with that last caller. Your channel is like crack, 100%. Could not agree more. It hooked me in. I started watching all your replays this year. Like when I found it, yeah, it's like crack.
Appreciate
for sure.
I appreciate you getting high on my channel.
I was even just saying, even before he said that earlier, I was like, I am so glad. Someone said that they were happy you're still here doing the show in the off season. I said, yeah, I mean, I got to have my fix. I need my fix. I got to have my Tony Teflon fix. So yeah, completely agree. So anyway, another thing I wanted to say, I think as far as the Cicada 3, as we call them, can the other two time travel? I think Marielle and Randall probably can. And I think at the very least, all three of them will probably end up in the ruins. They'll have the same reaction. All three of them will have seizures and go somewhere else. And I think Randall, something bad is going to come of it. He said that it feels wrong when he was near there. He was terrified, and he's never scared like that. So I think he feels it.
He do be fronting like he's not scared, but he been scared before. Yeah, he be fronting Randall. Randall be acting like he ain't scared, but when the shit hit the fans, and all of a sudden Randall is scared. Like when he's behind the glass, like, hey, what are you walking away from me for? What are you walking away? But if that door was open, he'd be out the back door. Right? So it's kind of a fake ploy tough guy act he be going down,
Yeah, you got a point there. Yelling at the monsters. Yeah, I'm not scared of you. Yeah, he protests too much, I think.
Yeah,
100%.
There was a video I seen of two dogs, right? And there was a gate between them, and they both got their face to the gate, and they're both barking. And then as soon as the gate goes away, the dogs stop barking at each other, and they will do nothing. And then the gate goes right back in front of them. They go, so That's what I think of Randall. He's like, as long as that gate up, he's barking. But when that gate comes down, barking is gonna end.
Yep. I totally get it. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You know, he talks a big talk, but when the chips are down, yeah, he gets scared like a normal person.
You see him,
he does.
He was the first one to run out of the RV. He bet he took right off.
He was out with the quickness.
That's true.
He was gone.
That's true. So then I would say this. I think then the reason why Julie and Randall have different reactions, and Julie was willing to go back to the ruins, but Randall was not. I think it's because Randall senses, in this case, I think it's because he senses something bad is going to happen to him associated with the ruins, and something bad is not happening to Julie. And she's going to keep using it to try to save Jim, but nothing's going to happen to her. That's why she wasn't scared to go back. That she needed to go in there so that she could throw the rope to Boyd. That needed to happen. So she felt compelled to do it. She wanted to do it. That's what I think that was about. But yeah, I predict something bad will end up happening to Randall probably next season. I don't think he makes it out of season 4.
We gotta hope
because of that. Whatever he does there.
Okay. He got a hell of a cut on his face. So listen, one of the Mard brothers will die, whether it's Elgin or Randall. Either the scar face or the eye with the one eye. One of them make it out of there.
Yeah, I agree. And okay, 2 other things, and I'll let you go. The other thing, I didn't get a chance to call in Sunday, but you were talking about how, people are giving you shit about, that's not, they said it's not a dream. You never said it was a dream. Neither did I. It's not a dream. People are saying that and they're confused.
They are.
You never said it was a dream. It's not a dream. It's a nightmare realm.
That's correct.
That's what it is.
Yeah,
it's dream realm.
I think people
real place.
I think people just got it confused, and that's why they're saying. But even after they watched, I did 2 videos on it, and they still confused. I blame that a little bit on myself. It hurts my feelings because the leader always says that if the orders aren't clear, then it's the fault of the general. But if the order is clear, then it's the fault of the warriors. I think I'm giving it clear, so it must be their fault then, because I clearly say that they must not be paying attention.
Yeah, I've been saying it too, but people are still confused. I mean, I've been just trying to explain it the same way. I've never thought it was a dream either, but people hear dream realm and they automatically think, okay, they're asleep. They're asleep. No. I think it's a real physical place these people are. It induces dream states, nightmares, visions, and like you, I believe that things can manifest from those nightmares, and that's how you get all kinds of stuff. And you couldn't have explained it better with the electricity. You don't dream the insides of the wires; you dream the outside. I quote you on that all the time because it was spot on, and I would explain why the electricity works here. If it's a nightmare realm, this was manifested from a nightmare, from a dream.
Don't worry about it, Julie. Let them say what they want. When we write in the end, we'll be here. We'll get the receipts on them. We'll get the receipts. We'll start posting the comments. Let them say what they want to say. Again, the more people that don't agree with you, the better chance you are of being right. When everyone gets it, that usually isn't what it is.
Yep. I agree. Well, we'll wait and see. I think,
Julie, you remember before you go, you were there. Listen, you were there live when I actually came up with the Tabitha coming back to the ambulance, because it was things you said that triggered that whole theory for me in my head, right?
Yeah.
And when I came up with that theory and stuff, and I did the video the next day, as soon as I was like, I got it. She's just coming back. And then people came in the comments and said, too damn early, motherfucker. You don't know what you're talking about there. She ain't coming back. Even though I spelled it all out for them. They all like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about there, bro. There's no way they're going to bring her back that early. It's not happening. Right? Still happening. But no one believed it. No one believed it. And that's when I know I got some. Once no one believes it, I'm like, I'm on to something. Yeah. I'm on to something. That's what it is, So Yeah, listen, again, if I would have been wrong, I would have just been wrong. It's fine. I just like doing it. It's fun to me.
Yep. I remember that. I remember everybody saying, no, it's too early. You convinced me. You changed my mind. I thought about it for a few days after you said that. I changed my theory because it made sense. I changed my theory. Half of my theory was right. The other half was wrong. I changed it to fit what you said because it made sense. And everyone was telling me it's too early. It's too early. No, it made sense. And you were spot on. So, you got a point. Maybe, yeah, when you're onto something, that's when, and people come at you and they push back on it. That's when you're going to be right.
Denzel Washington says, when you're on the right track, that's when the devil comes for you. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Not that the people in the chat are devils. I don't think that. But in general, in life, the devil don't come for you when you're on the wrong track. It's when you're on the right track that the devil comes for you. Right? So you always remember
wise words.
Always remember that from the great Denzel Washington.
Nice. Wise words, Tony. And last thing I will say before I hang up, I heard what you said. Man, if there's a way I can be there at the con and meet you guys, I would absolutely love to. That would be amazing. And thank you for shouting me out.
We'll get you to the con. Listen, Phil, we got a girl from Ireland to the con. All the way from Ireland, we got her to the con.
We got my poor ass to the con. Okay.
We got Phil to the con. And Phil lost his wallet while at the con. Lost all of his stuff, and we still got enough money to get Phil to chill while he was there, and enough money to get his ass home.
Yeah, it was like it's a wonderful.
Wow.
This is what we do. We'll get you to the con, Julie. You ain't got to worry about that. I promise.
Well, that is amazing. That would be absolutely like just the best time ever. I would love to meet you guys. I'd love to meet some of the familia, not the familia, the familia.
We're the familia. Your channel is what? The Fromaholics, right?
Yes, the Fromaholics, indeed.
It's Julie B's channel and stuff. Yeah, the Fromaholics and the familia will be there in full effect.
Yes. Hell yes. Oh, sign me up. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. And I hope we can make it happen. I would love to be there.
We'll make it happen. It's going to happen. Don't worry. We got this.
Cool. All right. Always great talking to you, Tony. And bye, Phil. Sorry I couldn't actually hear you.
Oh, that's okay. I was talking the whole time. But no, it's good to talk to you, Julie.
So you guys have a great night.
All right. You too. Thank you.
And Tony, thanks. You guys have your names. You know what the name of my group is? We are the... Yeah, we're the dick on. We're the dick on, baby. No, sorry.
What up to the beautiful PM Philosophy? Great channel she has. She's very knowledgeable and insightful. Go check her out also. And she rocked with someone else from the familia, and that is Real Theories and Enigmas. And go check out my brother. You know what I mean? Go check us out and everything else. So, Phil, I'm going to turn my phone line off, man.
Okay, I have it on at this point. Every time people talk
about don't call. Hey, let me say this to dude who keep calling back. Don't call this one back anymore. You gotta call Phil's line. Right.
When people talk about the nightmares coming alive, I can't help but think of the movie Last Action Hero. Even though it wasn't a good movie, at the end, the concept of the ticket and all the nightmare movie monsters of like this kid's past and all different things kind of come alive. So just because some things could be dreams or come from nightmares doesn't mean it's all a nightmare, all a dream. I hope this doesn't become sort of a norm philosophy, like being like, and I know someone's going to say, no, they are. Everyone isn't dead at the end at Lost. I mean, yes, in a way they are, but they're not. The whole thing, they weren't dead the whole time on the island.
Exactly.
That seems to be something people say. And with this one, everyone's going to be, oh, everyone's in a dream. Everyone's in a dream. Everyone's a dream. If there's any element of dreamery in here, because yes, and I don't want to get into explaining the end of Lost here, but yes, some part of it does deal with the afterlife or moving on to the next level. But everything you see actually did happen. But
exactly. And again, when you got to understand that these dudes are never going to give up something. I'll give you an example here, right? George R. R. Martin wrote A Song of Ice and Fire, their series with Game of Thrones. My friend James Johnson and but my friend James Johnson, we were the first people who ever streamed ever live Game of Thrones on YouTube, right? And we were doing that and everything.
1 second, KP.
Yeah, and while we were doing that and everything, James had a theory. James came with this theory. His theory was the Night King is going to be the big bad of the book theory. Everyone, all these pundits, everyone laughed at this dude. Ha ha, he's that Night King. That person's only mentioned for 50 words in one book. And James stood by it. Everyone laughed at him. They all laughed at him. They went to the convention. They talked to George R. Martin and they asked him, is the Night King and the big bad? George R. Martin said, no, that is not the case, blah, blah, blah. He's just a sub character that was in there. Everyone laughed at James. And then the baby changing scene came on, and you seen the Night King come and touch the baby and change him to a White Walker. And then after that, what they did was it said in the original version, Night King, that this is who it was. But then if you went after that, if you go back, you'll see that they changed the name to The Night King.
Yeah.
All right. They changed it. HBO and them changed it. Why did they change it? Because George R. Martin didn't release it in the book yet.
He wanted to be tricksy. And like sometimes Tony and KP will get to you in a second. I want to make KP wait like he makes us wait sometimes. But it with Better Call Saul. I straight up at a con went up to Gus Fring there and said to him, "Are you going to be on the next season of Better Call?" No, I'm never doing that show. I don't. They told me not to ask him that. I asked him that. He's like, no, I'm definitely not doing it. Definitely not doing it. He shows up the next year. The friggin' title of the thing is Gus is back. Anyways, I'm sorry, KP. We love you. What's going on, KP? Welcome to the show.
Good evening. How are you guys going?
Doing good, sir.
Good.
Nice. That's good to know. Listen, first of all, as we like to see in the islands, fire for them boy that I'm seeing. Because listen, there's no other place to find from information to discuss from topics. There's no other place exists that is better than Teflon TV, and I pay tribute to be done because this is the originator of the idea of from being a thing. Because to be completely honest, the only reason I would have never even heard about this show in season 2 if Tony wasn't promoting it incessantly and avariciously as he was. And I was like, if Tony likes this, I need to get on board because I know I need to be part of the crew. So giving him my flowers to Tony there. And we ain't gonna mention none of them boys again. Anyways, so I have a quick little thing here. So was Julie always planned, do you guys think? Was Julie always planned to be the one to toss the rope into Harold? Or do we think that is something they added in as fan service? Because it's not very important, by the way. It's not like that actual act is not that important. But what I think is important, we had a little chat about this last week, is the interactivity between the showrunners and the fan community, and the showrunners kind of realizing that they are welcome to poach ideas or concepts from the fandom in general, and add it in appropriate places to spice the TV show up. So what do you guys think? Do you think that was added in as from the beginning, or do you think that was a bit of fan service?
We want to answer that, Phil. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess my initial thought, KP, is that they probably already had in mind Julie to do time travel stuff, but I think it's both. At least, but I don't know anything. You know, it's hard for me to imagine people in the writer's room aren't aware of stuff, and it's hard for me to imagine that they would make their whole decision based around it, but it could be a little thing that they threw in there as a smile to knowing that it was one of those things tossed about. I don't think they decided to have Julie time travel or timescape or whatever, and be the person in that situation, just create that power for that. But because she had it, and they're like, yeah, like people are talking about this, it'd be fun. Let's have her be the one that throws the rope too. I could see them adding something like that. But
exactly what I think.
Right. So I think it's a little of both. I think they probably already expected her to visit Martin maybe and said, you know what, on top of that, let's answer that damn question. Why not? So that's my thought. And I don't know if Tony, what's Tony's
I think that the fact that they ended the season with Boyd in the well, that they had to know how the fuck is he going to get out this well. So I think they had to know that the rope had to come down at the end before the end. They had to figure out how is it going to come down. Maybe they said, hey, we could just throw it down to him. It'll be hanging there. But the fact that it just wasn't hanging there at the end of the scene in season 1 means that they, without a shadow of a doubt, had to know this concept. So I think that was already planned. They planned on Julie being the one who threw the rope, and that was already in their plan because they had to introduce this story walking.
Interesting. I think Julie was always intended to be a story walker. I think that is something they had planned from before. But the throw the rope down thing was such a minute detail. Like if we never found out who actually threw that rope, it wouldn't really matter. It wouldn't change the story. It wouldn't, but I do think that them having Julie time travel to see to where Martin was and throw the rope down, because they could have had her time travel to pretty much anywhere, right? So I think that was the fan service that they said, okay, well, this girl we already plan on having this girl be a story walker. So how about we just make a story walk into Martin's cave and throw the rope down too, and that'll answer. People will like it, and they kill two birds with one stone. So
it's just the way when Boyd calls up, I can't get out and everything else, and he's like, hey, wait, and then the rope just comes down out of the middle. That I think that for that means they had it planned already. That's just I believe that was all planned. I don't think they gave fan service for that. I think fan service is more like them fucking with the Don and put the little green men out there to lead the cavern, saying because they know that the Don says it's alien, says, hey, you put the little green men here. That's what I think these guys are doing.
Trolling you.
I think they trolling the Don. They trolling the Don, knowing that I keep making fun of Kenny and lining Kenny up to get my chick. That's how they trolling. They're trolling the Don for. They're trolling me on this motherfucker right now.
Listen, man, it's a tough life. Sometimes you win some, you lose some. You know what I mean? But so about the whole Fatima pregnancy thing, right?
Yep.
Like, what was the point of the kimono lady? Because anybody could have just put their hand down there, catch the little.
She was the wet nurse.
It could have been anybody.
She's the wet nurse.
What was the point of the kimono lady, you think?
She was the wet nurse. She's the doula. That's a point. That's all they've given us. They've given us no more than that.
It's a character to do that, right? It could have been you could have literally just have. You can literally have Christy be the one to grab the baby and grab the baby sack and then contrive a way to get the baby sack downstairs, right? It could have been Elgin. Elgin could have grabbed the baby and taken it. Like anybody could have done it. Like taking the baby and walking down a staircase and
who would have told Elgin to open?
And you can't.
All right, so but who would have told Elgin to pull the hatch, go down there, and know they'd be waiting there? So then they weren't going to have Elgin do that. They I don't know. Like, I hope that they do more with her than just that. I hope that she gets a bit better role than the carrying the egg down there and placing it on the floor. I hope they give her more than that. But from right now, from all we see, she's just the doula. That's it. That's all she is.
I just said I hope they have more things planned for her because she is an interesting character. I find the Kimono Lady to be probably the most, at least on the monster side, at least, to be the most interesting character because like we still don't know what she wants. We still don't know why she's here. And like I said, there was no reason to create a character just for that scene. And I don't think they did create it just for that scene. There's a longer story there because was she one of the parents that allowed her children to die as well? Or was she always a part of the village even before those parents came to it, however they came to it? So I'm hoping that they have a little bit more to do with her. Do we think that if a monster dies, do we think that is always the way they respond by having their essence go into some female in the town at the time?
I think his essence went into the Cicadius. I think he was the Cicadius, and that's where his essence went. Just like Jon Snow went into Ghost first before he went back into his body, I think his essence was in the Cicadius. And then once the body was born, then he went back into the bodies. And I don't think we'll see the Cicadias anymore.
Oh, okay. So they have to get a woman pregnant to create a body that the entity that the monster could live in. But till that baby comes, they exist as cicadas.
I think that he did. I don't know if they all do, but I do think that he did. I mean, KP, you're a Game of Thrones fan, so you understand. You know what I mean? I believe that we know that the last words Jon Snow spoke was Ghost, so it's obviously he's going to live that life out in Ghost, and he's going to be there. And they put his body inside the wall, which is going to preserve his body until he could be resurrected at a Ghost, and his body's healed enough to go back in there. So that's what's going to happen. Again, if you ever see Gray Area, and the reason why she always says free Ghost, it's because I came up with the theory that they're going to have to kill Ghost in order to get Jon Snow out of him and back into his soul. And that's why she said that, because when I told her that theory, she was like, no, free Ghost. And that's what, so if you ever wondered what free Ghost means, that's what free Ghost means, because I said that to her and she was like, no, free Ghost. And then that's how that whole thing, because that's my theory. Because they're gonna kill.
I wish so much that they had done that in the show, but I want to get sidetracked with Game of Thrones stuff. By the way, Tony, have you watched? This is a thing, but have you watched Dune Prophecy at all?
No, not at all. I'm not a Dune dude. I've never liked the show. I never thought it was interesting. I used to think Alien Mind was Dune. Like people, you say, you ever watch Dune? And I was like, that one where that gossip gets pregnant. I don't like that.
The only sandworms I knew were in Beetlejuice for a long time. Like I just knew like the Beetlejuice part. I didn't realize I was
I'm not a dude. I don't watch it. I watched the first one.
Like Beetlejuice stole that.
Totally. Like it's a homage to it in a way. But like it's funny. I saw the Beetlejuice thing first. I saw the spoof homage thing before the original. Tremors as well. Tremors is an amazing movie, especially the first two are great.
Mm-hmm.
It really is. It actually is. It actually is. I had a couple things written down here. But like this is, I'll ask this one. And I'm gonna jump off and let other people get a couple seconds, get a couple minutes. But just on the monsters themselves, because it's been revealed that people who are the monsters now were persons who were parents of children, or at least they existed in the village while children were there, and they agreed to have the children be sacrificed to some entity in return for immortality. However, the immortality, anytime you speak with a jinn, the gift you receive will be the gift in words. It would be nominally the same thing, but there will be a catch attached. And the catch was, in this situation, it seems, that you'll exist as a monster. Yeah, you live forever, but you'll exist as a weird monster that eats people. So, which is like just seeing that sounds weird. So, do we think that these monsters are making themselves sentient, or did they even give that? They gave up even their own sovereignty to like some kind of hive mind, and really they have become drones, zombies, used your fingers in a hand, used by some entity to fulfill some evil purpose that it has. Do we think that is the case here? Or do we think they're sentient and have their own minds of their own and they're working as teams to get this thing done? Or do we think that they are drones, they are hollow, and they're just fingers in a hand being used by this entity? What do you, and finally, what do you think there's any saving for them? Can we save them, or are they just doomed already?
All right, we'll answer those for you real quick.
Let's answer that. I'm gonna check your TV.
All right, brother.
The last one he said.
The last one. Go ahead, Phil.
Oh no, I must admit I was lost in the chat getting into some Star Trek discussion. So you'll have to catch up with me.
Yeah, I will say this. We don't know for sure. It does seem it's some type of hive mind, but whether they have some their own type of stuff, I would have to say, I don't think the hive mind is saying, hey, when you see boy, go like this. I don't think the hive mind is saying, hey, come outside, you're going to feel better. So I do think that they have some type of their own personality. But I think when it comes down to information like the people's name in the town and everything else, they get downloaded that information from the hive mind. That's what I think. I don't think it's a direct Borg situation where they don't talk, they don't do anything, and it's all 100% control. Because even if you look at the hive mind and regular bees, if we look at bees, each bee has its own distinctive personality, I'm sure, you know what I mean? But they're still a collective of the hive and stuff. But some bees, I'm sure, be out there coming back, shaking their tails, giving you directions, and it may give an extra shake. You know, because he may have a little honey in him, and he may give a little extra shake there. You know what I mean? So I think it's a situation like that.
What do you think about what KP asks here? Can the monsters be saved?
I don't think they can be saved. I think if you go back and you want to use time travel to restart the whole thing before they become monsters, then yes. But I don't think that they can actually be saved. Like a monster is going to transform and be like, "Oh, you released me."
Smiley smile suddenly goes down.
Seen them try to save it already, right? Port Stash tried that shit. It didn't work. All right.
Tony, is that what he was trying?
I mean, he was trying to save him with dick.
Sure. I think he was trying to save himself. I think he was trying to save his own dick. I don't think he gave a shit about Molly.
That's what he did. He tried to save him with dick. Let people try to do that. Try to save shit with dick.
He cared about his own dick. He didn't care about saving anybody except for his own little boys. He wanted his boys to swim, Tony.
Luna, thank you for the super chat. She said, I saw an interview with the boy in white recently. He is now 14 years old. Time travel is the only way they'll be able to use this actor without actors changing actors. Fans wouldn't like that. I do believe she missed that.
Tony, he's going to be the man in gray pretty soon. You know, he's going to go from the boy in white to the man in gray.
Yeah, he'll be this guy's coming in with a beard thicker than mine.
Gandalf the Gray is going to be coming in. You know, I am no longer the boy in white. I'm reborn.
He's like, you shall not pass.
Yeah, he's going full shoot. You shall not pass. It's happening. We called it there.
Yeah, I mentioned that in my video that I did, that if you want to use Ethan and age Ethan up, that it's the best if you're going to do it because the actor's getting older. The time travel solves that situation. They can do that and put some time travel on it.
Well, 347, please call right back. You got disconnected there for a second. Yeah, he's the teen in white now. Eventually, he's gonna keep progressing. Okay, here we go. Area code 347. Welcome to the show, 347.
Hi, Phil. This is Rose. Hey, Tony.
What up?
I had a question in regards to the whole time traveling. You presented like a number of different theories in your last video. Did you settle on one in particular?
I just did a video. I gave 8 different things of time travel that they could use on the show. As for did I settle on one of the time traveling situations, I would pick the one that they've already done before, and that would be when the consciousness goes back into time into a younger version of you, because they did that in Lost. Correct, Phil?
No, I got to think about it again.
That's the guy that you know, who's that good-looking guy that all the girls like? That was all that.
Sawyer.
Yeah, doesn't he go? He goes back into time with his consciousness to a younger version of himself, and then he talks to Pam back then, right?
I think his whole body goes back though. No, I think he
no,
actually
because he's still there. So it's not his body; it's just his consciousness.
I'd have to rewatch it.
So it's sort of like when in Days of Future Past, when they send Wolverine back in time, and they just sent his consciousness back in time to prevent the whole Sentinel thing. They did that in that time too.
I think Charlotte.
Have you ever seen the movie Two Distant Strangers with what's his name, Joey Badass?
Well, who? Joey Badass?
Yeah, it's called Two Distant Strangers. It's a time loop movie.
I haven't seen it. Did you see it, Phil?
Reliving the same day, sort of like Groundhog's Day, except that he's trying to change what happens, and he's actively trying to, change the circumstances. I don't want to give it away if you do watch it, but the cop is the antagonist, and the cop knows, like, no, there's nothing you could do. I'm always gonna do X, Y, and Z to you, or whatever. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix. You might like it.
What was the name of the movie?
It's Two Distant Strangers.
Okay, I haven't seen it. Check it out.
Yeah, definitely check it out.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when you were doing your theory crafting video, that maybe Julie is stuck in a scenario like that because she's gonna try to go back over and over to change her father, but her father's circumstances. But no matter what happens, like, it's still gonna inevitably happen because it has to happen. I like all these time loop movies. Some of it makes sense, some of it don't. Some of it is implausible, but I'm just here for the ride,
I hear you. I'm with you on that one.
Yeah. Are you still gonna do the Interstellar movie? Because that movie still confuses me.
Which one?
Interstellar. Are you still gonna do like a deep down? Because I
can do it. Yeah, Interstellar deep
like,
dive.
wait a minute, is that him? Hold on, did they do this? I'm like, but like other caller said, it's depressing. No, I'll be like, oh, my heart. But
yeah, I could definitely do it. I could definitely find the time to do it. It would take like it may be a 20-minute movie, 30-minute video, but I can get it done. I could do that for you.
Okay. Well, for the fans, for the familiar.
No doubt.
Okay, if you're the Don, does that make like still the consigliere or like the underboss?
Yes, he is. Well, consigliere is higher.
I'll be Sil if he's Tony. If he's I keep wanting to call him Tony Teflon. If he's Tony Soprano, I'm Sil for sure.
Yeah. Consigliere is higher than underboss. So
I gotta figure out where Lamar works out in there, Capo or something.
Yeah, Lamar is higher than Capo.
I was just doing a little research, Tony, because I honestly forgot about it. Like, I think the way Lost works is there's the physical stuff. They do go back, but they don't think they can control it. I think like they wanted to kill a young character, a version of like a bad guy later, and they couldn't kill him. They had to just actually save his life because they're sort of locked into the way things have to go, but there's also time loops, like because that always happened.
I'll give you the actual.
They went back in time and caused the incident, the electromagnetic incident that caused the plane to crash in the first place.
I can give you the actual episode that it was, and then we could talk about it next week. But I'll give you the actual episode that it happened. But he definitely goes back in time to his younger self, and then he talks to Pam and everything else. KP says he remembers it. Some people say that was the best. That was the best episode of all time for the whole show and stuff. But I'll give you the actual episode, and you go back and watch the episode and refresh your memory. Obviously, there's a billion episodes. Saggy Star, thank you. It says for everyone that's last minute Christmas, Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa shopping, grab Tony's new book. Definitely a great gift. Thank you. And be blessed. And I agree with it. It definitely is a great book. It's a good gift to give to somebody. Please do that. We would truly appreciate it here on Teflon TV and all that good stuff. She put the call-in line number so you know exactly what it is and all that good stuff and everything else. And thank you for the praise that I've been getting for the book and everything else. It's very good. And I'm gonna say this, that if my girl Acosta 2 times me, I'm switching to Marielle. Switching to Marielle. I'm coming for Marielle.
Maybe this is Marielle calling right here. Area code 225. Is this? Oh, hung up. Marielle was upset, and there was Acosta.
Yeah,
it was Acosta.
It was probably Acosta. She slipped on me for Kenny. I'm going to Marielle because she's working them jeans. God damn it!
Didn't want to hear
and
that.
that's next up. And I ain't worried about her big-footed Christy. I ain't worried about that. I ain't worried about it.
Welcome back, 225. What's going on?
What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Doing good, my friend.
All right. I just wanted to say, give a prediction for season 4.
Who we talking to?
Huh?
Who am I talking to right now? I need to know who this is.
This Umrah. It's Umrah. My bad.
All right. So what's up, Umrah? What's going on? I'd just like to know who I'm talking to, bro.
Yeah. You right. But just a quick it's not really a theory. It pretty much has to happen. I think that season 4 is going to be something totally different from what we've been watching. Because if we have to wait that long, the child actors are going to be so much older and bigger that they got to rewrite the whole lining of the show. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I think the time travel is going to have to take a big toll in season 4. It's going to have to play a big role because of the growth spurts of the child actors. So I'm predicting that season 4 is going to be pretty much in the future.
Oh, Desmond. Yeah, yes, for sure. Oh, sorry.
Desmond's the one who does it.
Yes, sorry, caller. I'm remembering now what you're talking about, Tony. Sorry. Yeah, Desmond does travel because he could go through his own consciousness and travel to different versions of himself in the past.
Yes. Right. See, Phil, you see what I'm talking
about? Like it just occurred to me, like, because there's different. Spoiler alert. Sorry, caller. Don't go anywhere. Later on in Lost, there's more actual physical real time travel where characters actually physically go back in time too. But yes, absolutely. The Desmond shit. I can't believe that slipped my mind. Sorry, caller, to interrupt you.
It's all good. Yeah, but like I said, I was just saying that they're gonna have to just switch up the show a lot because of the growth spurts, and we're gonna be dealing with a future type of from Bill. Like it's not gonna be from where we left off. It can't be possible. It's gonna be so much bigger. So I think we're going to be like towards the middle or the end of the story in season 4.
Mm. So you think there's going to be like a time jump?
Like you guys been saying, they've been redoing this thing over and over. They're going to have to put a disclaimer out, I guess, for season 4 saying 2-3 years later for us to understand why they're so big now.
All right. I feel you on that. I think that it solves a lot of stuff with the actors getting older if they do the time travel with them. I think that's the only way to solve that problem without recasting, but we'll see in the end if they're going to keep doing that, moving and do it. I don't know about the time jump. They haven't done the time jump yet in the show. They usually picked up right where they left off. So it would be weird for me that all of a sudden they jump forward in time, but we'll see.
But like I say, I believe they can still pick up where they left off because Julie, remember, she's already different. So that particular Judah that we saw last, she had that black hair and different outfits. So that could be 3 years in the future. We don't know.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know if they go that far with it. Like if she's still in Fromville, it seems like all this stuff is happening in a matter of a month or so. So I don't know if they'll go that far with it.
Well, it should be at least 6 months.
All right, listen, Shriver Rips next time. Shriver Rips.
Okay.
I'm talking. I appreciate the call. Thank you very much. Next time, Shriver Rips, you're going in the box. All right? Don't talk about my chick like that, bro.
The time jump thing would be like it would solve the problem, Tony, but they've never done anything like that before, so it would be odd. How about if they just do the El Camino thing with Todd and they just ignore it? You know, Todd looks like a different age. Aaron Paul looks like a different age. He's like Todd had looked like he, you know, it was like 5 Todds. And you know, they didn't say anything. Like, could they just pull that stuff off? Like, just not say anything about Ethan?
Well,
the
the
whole
fact
time?
that they did that time travel thing with in Lost makes me think they may try to run it back that way.
Yes,
again.
something similar.
Something similar to it and all that good stuff and everything else, you know. So it might be a situation like that. Shriver, man, he's talking. Shorty's like that, man. You don't understand. People don't understand, man. Because if you do, this is what happens to you.
That's
all right. So PM says, why not Sarah, Tony? She said, Sarah is a beautiful woman. And if I was in Fromville, I would not mind kissing Sarah 100%. But the Don Tony Teflon is a black man at heart. I'm black, baby. And as a black man, there's certain body types that Don is all about. And that's just who I am. And I'm an old dog. I can't learn no new goddamn tricks this late in life. So I got to stay where I got to stay. And that's it. I've tried. Lord knows I've tried. But I can't do it.
Talking about Sarah makes me play with my hair. Sorry. I got confused.
Beautiful woman, though. She is a beautiful woman. She's a beautiful woman. But I'm stuck in my ways. I'm stuck in my ways, and that's it.
But yeah, I don't think they could. I mean, I just don't think they could do a time jump in the middle of the season. Maybe it would be something could change within some change to the timeline within the season itself. But I don't. It would be hard for me to imagine. Maybe, and if they did it, I don't deny that they'd find a cool way to pull it off. But that would be something that would actually surprise me if we get the 2 years later. You know,
that would be crazy. Maybe, maybe after or something.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. Maybe halfway through a season, I could see them doing that in the midst of a season. But I just don't think they would do that at this point in between a season after they've been doing this, as you said, like a month or 2 or 3 months. Let's say each season was a month at most. You know, or what I mean was in the time of Fromville, each season at most was a month. Liz said weeks, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt that spread out the time a little bit. Let's say that each season was about 3 weeks time or something. But
yeah, all right. Luda, thank you for super chats. I think Julie will only be able to change events only in her cycle from Fromville captives. They won't see the tree. And she cannot end in Fromville. It's an accident and perpetual existence. I don't know if that, again, so Jade said specifically that no matter what happens with Tabitha, she was going to get to this place. So I don't know if they're doing that type of thing or the internal loop like that, like one thing, the Jinn type of theory. I don't know if that goes because Tabitha eventually's got to get there. No matter what, maybe not with them, maybe not with Julie, maybe not with Jim, but eventually Tabitha would wind up that. But then again, if you do that, then you automatically go into, is there any free will? Do we have free will? Which is a debate this for life in general. People have all the time about free will. Do we have free will? Or is everything already predetermined no matter what? You know, no matter what you do, because it's no way you can ever prove it right or wrong. It's impossible, right? There's just no way you can do it with free will. So there's nothing you can do there. We'll take this and then we'll go to the next one. The Real Rebel Eric says it really wouldn't be a big deal if they just recast child actors, guys. Will we really care? Some people would. I wouldn't, but some people would. They get attached to people like that.
It used to be less of a big deal on shows and movies. They would just do it. Like they had no shame doing it. But now people get attached to actors and stuff like that.
I listen, I would never. I wanted the guy from Spartacus to live. Obviously, he died after the first season from cancer. But that guy who they cast after sucked compared to him. Let me be honest. Spartacus was never the same since he died. Spartacus was a great show. And when he died, it became shitless because he was off it. And that's the bottom line. Mia Moore, thank you for the super chat. And that's Elamar's favorite show of all time, I think. Did you ever look into the fact that there was no hole in the tree the night Miranda was killed? Yes, I remember you told me that. And I did look. And I said this, I did not see a hole in the tree when Miranda was killed. Did not see it. 100% did not see. Now, I got to go back and see if there were actual bottles hanging from that tree or she was around the corner from it and she's about to get there. But that tree that she was killed at, 100%. And then Victor did say that he found her at the foot of the bottle tree. But that scene that they showed, she was not at the bottle tree. Now, that also we could deal with. Monsters placed her there at the bottle tree. We did see the monsters do that with the girl with the spike through her head, that they dragged her out there, then put the spike.
Smiley brought her there to make a statement.
Yeah, so we can say that she wasn't killed there, and the monsters brought her there because they knew she'd be found. Victor would find her there. They can use that as to fill in the plot hole if that's the case. They could definitely do that. So it's hard, but 100% without a doubt, that was no hole in that tree.
Yeah, and if I'd have to watch it again, but I don't remember seeing bottles either.
I got to look back too. I don't think I remember seeing bottles either.
Do we get Luna's? I think Julie will only be. Oh yeah, we got Luna's. Saggy for everyone's last. Yes, we got that one. Just want to make sure we got all of our super chats. I think we did.
I think we're caught up. I think everything's caught up and all that good stuff. And Schreiber Rips says that no bottles. All right, that's what it is. All right. We'll take we'll take this question. Then we're gonna be up at it because we're over 2 hours. And Julie B is on next, so go check out Julie B. Tony, I go check. You check out Julie. I've checked out Julie B, and I went to bed at like 11 o'clock at night. Woke up at 6 in the morning. Julie B still on. Go.
Yeah, and have some breakfast.
Yeah, I thought like the stream was like, I was like, did this shit just replay? Do I have it on loop? Is this? And then realized it was just going. It was still going. I was like, God damn, this shit's still going. I was there. Did I hit the loop button by accident? How did it still going? I went to work, had a coffee, went to drinking it, and turned it back. Julie B was still going. She was like, all right, this is hour number 9 in the live stream. Julie B be on. She be there. You know what I mean?
Putting those Twitch hours in there. Like
she should be on Twitch. That's a Twitch streamer right there. Without a shadow of doubt. All right, let's say Luna Tony. What I mean is Matthews and From Folk will escape because of Julie's actions. This will escape with their memories. And the Matthews and the From Folk will escape. I think that's
she's saying Julie will save the day, essentially. I think.
Yeah, I think that's the easiest way to do it, right? If you do the Back to the Future situation, Julie goes back to the beginning and prevents those monsters from taking that deal, then this whole thing never happens. It's easy for me to see that go down. But if it does go down like that, it would not be satisfying. I'm going to tell you that straight up. Because if I can see it, then a lot of other people see it. So I'm going to have faith in these writers that they're not going to do that. That they're going to do something else with it. And they're going to put some type of limitation on it and everything else. You know, that is my faith. All right. Let me get up out of here. Amy, Christmas sweets, we love you. I hope your lips get better. I hope that everything works out for you. We'll be back. When we come back. Sunday.
Yeah. I might not be able to join on Sunday, but I will be watching, and I'll join if I can. I'll explain after when we're off the air, Tony.
All right, yeah. So who is that? Is someone we don't know?
It's KP. Do we want to let's KP call?
All right, last call, KP.
It's Christmas. It's Christmas, KP. It's Christmas.
Wait, we gotta come back for a Christmas stream. When is Christmas? Wednesday, right?
It's Christmas, KP. What's up?
So I ain't going to ask the question. I'm gonna catch you next week.
All right,
right on. Peace. That's KP's Christmas gift for us.
So Wednesday is Christmas. Maybe I'll do something Tuesday. I'll be back Sunday, and then maybe on Christmas Eve I'll come in and do something on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, I can theoretically come out, and then in between Christmas and New Year's, I want to do something, and maybe we can like an end of the year sort of best of the year shit. But we'll talk about that.
We'll take this last super chat. Then we're out. He says the Desmond, a legend on Lost, his father-in-law tortured him. He time traveled and was the only one that could turn off the island to kill the smoke monster.
Yeah, he had the buildup because of the electromagnetic stuff. It's funny, Tony, the way you referred to it. I thought you were talking about a different character. I thought you were talking about Sawyer. You were like the guy that all the girls like. I was like, oh, Sawyer. So
I thought they liked Desmond.
they do, but like it's funny. That shows where my mind went. I guess I like Sawyer. Like it's Sawyer. You're talking about Sawyer, right? Which he deals with. The later time travel deals with him. But yes.
Yeah. Listen, we're it's not just 500. We're under 500. We're at 599,560.
Oh, come on. So maybe the Christmas stream could be 100,000 stream too.
Let's try to get the Christmas stream to 100,000. You know how amazing that would be? God damn it. I might come up here and get naked and do the helicopter and do the propeller dance for you.
It will be the after dark Christmas after dark / Christmas after dark / 100,000.
Not everybody can do the propeller dance, I'm gonna tell you. That's a talent right there.
You got to do it. You got to do it like an old like with the style with the shadows and stuff like that. You know, you got to get a screen to do. You know, the silhouettes. You got to do a silhouette style.
That's a talent. Everybody know. People who know. People who know. All right. Let me get up out of here. Let me thank everybody for coming out here, rock with. Obviously, I thank my brother Phil for rocking with me as always. It's never the same. It's not the same without you. Lamar, get better. We'll have you back on and everything else. Thank you for all of the super chats and everything else. So like everything else. If you like the way it is, please thumbs up to spread this across the realm and of course subscribe. And until next time,